So I want to take a few moments to talk about leveling up for a new social media experience. I believe that anytime you are embarking on a new venture of some sort, there needs to be some prep work done. Now, for every situation, you don't have to have preparation or so much preparation, but I believe when you are being intentional, unless you're just getting divine guidance and a prompting to do something, to make a shift and to post on social media a certain way, that's different. What I am speaking about now is something that you are preparing for a consistent process of getting different results. And it doesn't matter whether you're getting great results or not. What I'm speaking about is just really about leveling up and being able to have a new experience, because we need to have fresh new experiences as it relates to social media. It's like waking up to social media daily, or however often that you come on to social media to participate in whatever way. It really needs to be a fresh new experience. That way you're not caught in routine of just chronically doing the same things. And again, even if the same things are working for you, sometimes it is best to maybe add an additional component of something else. Reason for that is because things that are working and they work for a season, a lot of times people do not have the momentum built up when there's a time for shifting, for newer dynamics to come into place that can actually balance out when what's working now won't be working moving forward. But when most don't have those two sides of the track that they're playing from, then they find that they've had things that have been working for them and they're constantly doing those things, but not understanding that it could come a point where that's going to kind of taper off. And if there isn't something else emerging or in place, then most people find themselves then stuck. They don't know what to do. So of course, they're still doing the same thing until maybe some insight comes for them to shift. Thing about that that's kind of tricky is because at the same time, though you want to have something in place that's going, but it also is creating more momentum for that to continue to ensue. So being able to have the balance of two sides of the track, you're leveraging what's working as you are also putting in place some things that will help to assist and complement that, or at the same time be able to be, I don't even want to say a fallback, but it is what needs to come to the forefront in the moment for your social media agenda to be more optimal. And that's what you want to go for, is being able to optimize the experience. But before you can really start to optimize and maximize it, you honestly have to be evolutionizing your agenda. And that's where the leveling up comes in, right? So take some time out to get present with your current social media agenda and look at how you are doing, how you're performing, what you like and desire, what you would love to see expand more, or things that you would love to happen or experience differently within the experience. So it's important to be intentional about that, to take time out, for this. A lot of times people are just so rushed, focused in what they're doing around social media and marketing and posting and all these different things. And it's a lot of times I'm like, wow, I mean, if that's the area of focus that you have to represent yourself a certain way, I think it's best to actually take more time out for that and be intentional and make sure that you're showing up in excellence, not perfectionist, but really being the best at that and being very intentional, about it. So I just wanted to talk about this because this is the time to be leveling up and to create this new experience. But in order to create something new, and not just new and improved, something new, you have to start doing something new, or shifting the way that you're doing what you're doing in a new way. Take a new approach, but take some time out to discover what is my level up factor. So let's do that right now. Let's take a few moments where I want you to just think about it. You can write down what's coming to mind, so you can ask yourself, in this present time, what is going to be my level up factor for social media? Now, what this also could look like is it may be a specific platform that is speaking more to you, or you need to be showing up there more. So let's be intentional about that as well. So currently, is there a social media platform where my presence and who I am is required? So just think about that. What social media platform is calling you now? And maybe it has been, but you haven't really been paying attention because you've been so focused on where you are. And it's not saying that that part has to go away, but maybe you need to be also incorporating another social media platform that maybe you're not leveraging, or you're not spending as much time on that platform as you actually need to be, because that could be where your audience is, or an emerging audience is that you need to be participating with and showing up in that way. So this is all part of the leveling up experience and creating these new dynamics. It really has to be an intentional initiative that you are embarking on at this phase, so that you can really maximize and completely optimize this experience. And I'm primarily speaking to entrepreneurs, to business owners who really have to show up in the digital space a certain way during this time, because that's where your audience is. Online business owners, so that's where your audience is. They're online, but you need to level up so that you can be consistent and congruent with where they are, and also being able to show up the way that's going to make a connection to them, during this phase. So again, I've given you two empowering kind of sets of questions to ask yourself, to think about. And so just take time out to reflect on that, and then create you a mini master plan. That's your call to action. After you reflect, and create a little mini master plan of implementation, and take 15 to 30 days to kind of work that out, to see what momentum that you can achieve with that, if you can get some results. And I certainly would love to hear if what was shared from here was beneficial for you from doing this process. So again, I just wanted to talk about this because I know it's important during this time to be leveling up. And not only that, the thing about it is that you deserve to get the results that you're here to achieve, because I know some of you are really putting in some work, and you have been putting in some work, and some of it has not paid off. But it could be just a little shift in what you're doing that really creates massive results. And then for those of you who really have been achieving what you've been intentional about, and now you just want to level it up, you want to take it to the next level, or you don't want to plateau out. So you're incorporating during this time things that would be able to pan out, or have both sides of the track that you're playing from. So just some wisdom for you to take. It's food for thought, but ultimately I want you to implement it so you can optimize your experience.